I met a gypsy.
And Hayden's the same way to a kind of a different degree. I mean, his focus is like him being able to block everything out. I mean, if you go walk by the star rig in between, it's crazy. You got teenage girls out there like 5 rows deep outside his rig screaming at him, signs everywhere. It's just a whole different something that we haven't seen in a while. I think even when Jett was in the 250s, it wasn't that big.
No, I've never seen that.
I've never seen anything like it. And for that not to weigh on you, like a personality type like mine, no way.
Yeah.
I would not be able to do it to that extreme.
It's funny with Hayden. You're completely right. But with Hayden, everyone would always say, remember the narrative with him before he went pro was like, oh, he's got all the cameras are on him all the time. It's going to be the biggest distraction. It's like, no. They actually train that kid to not give a fuck about anything.
Zero.
Literally not even there.
Yeah.
That's just crazy conditioning that you can't fake that conditioning. And I feel it a little bit with the podcast. Like, I mean, it's probably to a fault.
Right.
Where I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's
what makes it good, too.
We're in here talking and, like, whatever.
Yeah.
I leave here, I'm like, probably shouldn't have said that. Probably shouldn't have said that. I should probably tell Alex to cut that out. Clip goes up. Fuck.
Whatever. We're here now.
So, it can happen over time, right? To where you do a thing so many times that you just get completely desensitized to it. And that's what they did with him. So it's like he knew the fandom that was coming and he just fully doesn't
embraces
care.
it.
Yeah.
I even saw him because I was, of course, as a pro, you get detached from the amateur scene. You're not paying attention to it too much. I mean, you see him at the, SX Futures and stuff like that, but you're not paying attention to who's winning Loretta's or anything.
Yeah,
and
we're not like seeing moto scores.
What's crazy is Hayden was on a 50 probably my last year of amateurs. I don't even know if he was racing yet. But I had heard about him just because his brand was so big. I mean, he was more popular than 90% of the pros when he was 13 years old. And I think I naturally assumed to a degree that he was overhyped because I know that Brian is a genius when it comes to marketing and all. I just figured it was going to be a bit overblown. And I went and watched him at Loretta's. I forget what year it was. I think he was on 85s. And no doubt, I said this before, but he was good. But I didn't see what we're seeing now. I didn't see this level of dominance. Even I was talking about this with Justin Brayton the other day. But even at the Futures race at Anaheim 2 in 2023, not that good. Good, right? Not that good. That's a very subjective term.
Yeah, but you're talking about
not just domination at 18 years old. Good.
Yeah, we're talking about him now as a guy that's like could be one of the best ever. Yeah.
Right. I didn't see that, but as soon as the moment got brighter, like from A2 Futures to him racing East Coast, that completely different guy, and it's just. Confidence has just gone up. He'll take confidence from guys like that, find it anywhere they can. Like, I'm a half second off this guy. Like at free practice at this race here. I got him. I got him. And it rolls and rolls. And that's just, I have so much respect for that mindset and how much of a jump he's made. Because I normally am a good judge of that kind of stuff. He just didn't look how he looks now. And they've just created a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only going to get harder.
Man, and I can tell you too about, I reckon Salt Lake was a switch for him, I reckon, this year. But you could tell, or I feel like I could tell, that he wasn't even close. Like, so far from being dialed. That's Salt Lake this year. And he won.
Yeah.
And it's like he's not even close to being what he can be. And the work they put in this this outdoor season, the change, look before Salt Lake and
after
to now, and it's like he just figured some shit out, man. And it's like there's these mental milestones that he's gonna take throughout his career, and you take him through life, right? Like as you get older, I think back to my life. Like there's some things that I did where once I did that thing, it was like, oh, that's a new, I unlocked a new thing in me. And then I use it to this day. Yep. I just use it every single time I have this thought or this scenario happens to me, like bang, it's like an automatic thing. I'm like, I learned that lesson and apply that lesson. And it's like, you think about a kid that can win now at 18. That's like, he is a kid still, you know, like still incredibly immature. And that's not a diss. That's just, we're all 18. So it's like the jump that he's going to make between like 18 and 23. It's like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. I had something really good. Maybe it'll come back to me.
It's pretty impressive though what he did this year, like 5 of the 6.
That's what I'm going to say. Good racers can win on their good days. Great racers can win when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
When shit hits the fan. Like clockwork. Like MC in his prime, RC, Stu, RV, these guys on their bad days they get it done. And yet, like you said, Salt Lake, same thing. And I think if it would have unraveled for Hayden, because at the start of the year you forget where he's at now compared to the start of the year. We didn't really know his status coming in with his health.
They kept the injury very
the
quiet.
wrist.
Yeah.
He didn't have that many days on the bike, but because he kept it so quiet, everybody was like, oh, maybe he's just kind of having a sophomore slump a little bit, and he was catching some heat. That's the thing. When you put yourself out there that much, as much as he does, the heat's going to come down on you.
Yeah.
When you don't do it, and I think it was a blow for him not to win that title. I think it
was probably the best thing for him, though, really.
For sure. But I think he's right on schedule.
Yeah.
With what he's going to be scary next year. Scary. He's just got to stay healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the crash that he had that broke his wrist?
No.
Is that on Instagram? I'm pretty sure they did post it. It was huge.
Really?
Big old huckabuck through the woods, dude. And you look and you're like, yeah, I could see how that would break something.
Well, how many years do we think until he's 450?
I reckon.
Going to do one more or two more? 250.
I'd say they'll do it as long as they can.
Really?
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's 18, right? Why would you?
Yeah. So I'd say he'll do 25 Supercross, Motocross, obviously, 26 Supercross. You might see him go 26 outdoors, but that's a 20-year-old. No. Yeah, 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty gnarly.
When did Jett get on a 450? 20? 19?
19 probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane what, just like the...
Hayden's got to get...
It shouldn't be like that. Like
he's got to get a little stronger just because he's a little bit smaller. Jett is just... I don't know, you Australians brought up young, I feel like. Remember Hayden Melross?
Big dude.
He's like a year older than me. I remember in amateur racing, dude. This guy looked like he could be my dad.
Brad West. Have you seen West?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking unit as well, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
Wild.
And he's like jacked. He's not even just a big
He's playing for some XFL team. Brad Wade.
He's...
Oh, you're talking about...
The rider, Brad West.
West.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the punter. Brad Wing. You know who I'm talking about?
No,
you don't know? He's like OBJ's boy.
Oh.
He was on the Giants maybe 6 years ago.
Okay,
anyway. Completely different.
No. So
but I know who you're talking about.
Big fucking dude.
Yeah.
You know, like the guys that have like square pecs?
Yes.
Yeah, those dudes.
That ain't me.
Nah, bro.
Not me, dog.
I didn't even have any.
Zero.
Did you find that shit, Rose?
It's slow at the moment.
Oh.
It was just bad.
Yeah, I think the Lappy's going to die. What was it? Yeah, the trajectory that you can follow doesn't make sense, that you can be a 20-year-old and just be...
Especially now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
It used to be different. Guys used to come in at 16, 17. I mean, not everyone, but just RC, just back then it was just different. There was more separation. It's just like anything. Just like anything. I mean, as great as Tiger was, you drop 2,000 Tiger in 2024, he's probably going to win more than everyone else, but he's not going to win as much. But guys like MC, guys like RC Stu, they're the reason why we're where we're at as a sport.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.